Crypto promised financial freedom and delivered community theater scams with billion-dollar budgets. 1. The Great Dogecoin 2.0 Revival. When Dogecoin went viral, one guy thought, why stop there? He launched Dogecoin 2.0, claiming it was the spiritual sequel. Investors flocked in, assuming it had some connection to the original coin. It didn't. The only similarity was the dog. Within weeks, the price skyrocketed. Then the creator disappeared faster than your wallet after connecting to a shady DeFi site. Turns out, Dogecoin 2.0 was less a sequel and more a reboot of financial disappointment. 2. The Crypto Zoo. That never-opened influencers promised a blockchain-powered zoo where every animal NFT earned you passive income. People spent millions buying cartoon eggs that were supposed to hatch into rare crypto creatures. Except the developer vanished before a single egg cracked. It was like Pokemon meets pyramid scheme. The zoo still exists. It's called your empty MetaMask wallet. 3. Operation Elon Musk, but not really. A group of scammers cloned Elon Musk's Twitter profile down to the pixel, promising to double any Bitcoin sent for testing our new Tesla crypto wallet. Thousands fell for it. The scam was so convincing it trended worldwide. The irony? They could have become millionaires just by shorting the IQ of everyone who believed Elon was personally handing out crypto bonuses on a Tuesday afternoon. 4. The Squid Game token. This one deserves a Hollywood adaptation. After the Netflix show blew up, developers launched a Squid Game crypto that you could play to earn. The catch? You could buy in, but you couldn't sell out. Within days, it reached a $3.4 million market cap before the creators pulled the plug and cashed out. It wasn't a game. It was just capitalism's version of the red light, green light massacre. 5. The Blockchain Burger Empire. One restaurant chain promised to revolutionize fast food by tokenizing burgers. Customers could buy burger coins to own part of a future burger franchise. In reality, the coin just gave you a JPEG of a cheeseburger and no actual ownership of anything edible. When regulators showed up, the founder insisted he wasn't selling securities. He was selling burger vibes. 6. Jesus Coin, bless your wallet. Launched with the slogan, "The first cryptocurrency guaranteed by God," Jesus Coin claimed to forgive your financial sins and save you from fiat. It raised thousands before disappearing into digital heaven. The white paper literally said, "We plan to outperform Bitcoin because we have divine backing." Somewhere, a Sunday school teacher is crying. 7. The fake exchange run from a laptop. One guy in Canada launched a crypto exchange that claimed to use AI to maximize returns. In reality, it was just him, his cat, and a Google Sheet. Investors sent millions before realizing withdrawals required manual verification. The verification was him hitting ignore. When reporters tracked him down, he said he was working remotely from Thailand. 8. Celebrity NFT collab. That never existed. A crypto startup claimed to partner with dozens of celebrities, including Tom Holland, Oprah, and even Morgan Freeman, for a line of inspirational NFTs. The site looked professional. The roadmap had Hollywood Phase 2. Then a journalist emailed Oprah's team. Turns out she'd never heard of them. Within hours, the site vanished, but not before collecting nearly $2 million from fans eager to own Morgan Freeman's motivational monkey. 9. The airdrop that asked for gas. Upfront free money isn't free, it's just rebranded tuition. A slick Telegram campaign promised a massive airdrop to early community members. All you had to do was cover gas fees by sending a small amount of ETH to a verification wallet. The site showed a live counter of successful claims, a fake Etherscan widget, and a Discord full of bots congratulating each other on life-changing gains. People paid the gas, then waited for their tokens that never arrived. The scammers even added a help desk bot that replied, "Your airdrop is pending finalization. Please top up gas to avoid expiration." It was like a vending machine that keeps eating quarters and telling you the Snickers is almost there. The lesson: if you have to prepay for free, you're not claiming an airdrop, you're funding one. 10. The Discord moderator who minted the rug. A buzzy NFT project had wholesome art, wholesome lore, wholesome promises. Then the head mod, trusted, cheerful, everywhere, announced a surprise Founders Pass mint with a 10-minute window to keep gas low. The links looked official, the tone felt familiar, and the FOMO timer ticked like a heart monitor. People stampeded. The mint contract, however, wasn't from the dev wallet. It was from the mod's burner. He drained the treasury, deleted his accounts, and posted a farewell meme that said, "Stay wholesome." In a twist of performance art, the community rallied, built an investigation spreadsheet, and discovered the mod had been planting trust signals for months. Fake FAQs, pinned safety tips, even scam warnings, so that when it mattered, nobody checked the contract. The project's lore promised cozy foxes. The only animal involved was a fox in the henhouse. 11. The quantum AI that couldn't do basic math. A DeFi platform claimed to use quantum neural RB to find riskless yield across 87 chains. Their demo featured neon graphs, a British narrator, and buzzwords stacked like Jenga blocks: entanglement, reinforcement, mem restores, Heisenberg something. The code? Completely closed source because national security. Users deposited millions into a vault that promised 2% daily compounding. Then someone noticed the rewards equation on their docs literally missummed numbers in a screenshot, like 7 plus 5 or 11 levels of wrong. When pressed, the founders said the UI rounds unconventionally in quantum contexts. Payouts slowed, Discord turned into a group therapy session, and the team posted one final update: maintenance mode due to decoherence. Translation: the money decohered into their wallets. Who knew quantum physics could explain everything except where your USDC went? 12. The charity token. With a black hole. Wallet feel-good grifts are the hardest to resist. A token promised to donate a percentage of every trade to children's hospitals, with heartwarming videos and a donation thermometer that rose every time someone bought. Except the charity wallet was a smart contract black hole that only accepted funds, no function to send them out. Meanwhile, the founders' wallets auto-siphoned a marketing fee larger than the supposed donations. When a blockchain sleuth pointed it out, the team announced a temporary pause for audits, then released merch, hoodies with the slogan, "Do good, get gains." The only thing that got gains was the founders' beach photos. The hospitals never received a dime. The thermometer was just a progress bar for collective gullibility. Turns out the tokenomics were simple: 1% to hope, 99% to vibes. 13. The play to earn that paid you in Monopoly. Money, this game looked legit. A slick trailer, lore thicker than a fantasy novel, and promises of owning your grind. Players bought starter packs, staked characters, and battled for tokens that could be swapped on launch. Months later, the token launched, on a DEX where the liquidity pool had all the structural integrity of a Jenga tower made of wet pasta. You could earn thousands of in-game tokens, sure, but selling even $50 nuked the price 80%. The white paper quietly admitted the token's emissions outpaced sinks by 20x, meaning the economy was a faucet pointed at a thimble. The devs blamed market conditions and pivoted to play and learn, which is what investors did. They learned games without players or hobbies and economies without buyers or diaries. Final boss, reality. 14. The hardware wallet that was software. A startup unveiled a next-gen cold wallet the size of a credit card. It boasted air-gapped security, biometric unlock, and military-grade cryptography, which is not a standard and sounds cool anyway. Influencers unboxed it on camera. Sleek, minimal, very sci-fi. Early adopters funded a pre-order and waited. Units arrived and turned out to be cheap NFC cards paired with a web app that stored seed phrases on the company's server for recovery convenience. That's not a cold wallet, that's a hot mess. When security folks raised alarms, the company said they used proprietary encryption, a phrase that should come with a siren. Days later, the server experienced an incident, and dozens reported drained wallets. The company apologized and offered a discount on replacement cards. Nothing says security like a coupon for your stolen life savings. 15. The DAO that bought a PDF. A high-minded collective raised millions to democratize culture by purchasing a rare manuscript at auction. The plan? Buy it, digitize it, and then this is where the plan stopped. The DAO discovered after winning that ownership of the physical item does not grant rights to publish, monetize, or adapt the text. They had, in essence, purchased a very expensive decorative paperweight plus a stern email from the rights holder. The token price fell faster than enthusiasm at a mandatory Zoom. Governance proposals ranged from sell it to scan it anyway and fight in court to make a TV show about our journey. They ended up funding a nice display case. Web3 promised to rewrite the rules. Instead, the DAO got a crash course in copyright and the world's priciest lesson in reading the fine print. 16. The metaverse real estate mogul who bought an imaginary swamp. During the first big metaverse land rush, one investor spent over $400,000 on a virtual plot because it was next to Snoop Dogg's property. He bragged about future foot traffic, virtual concerts, and the potential for digital zoning. 6 months later, Snoop moved his NFT mansion to a new platform entirely, leaving the guy with nothing but a digital swamp nobody visited. His prime location was now in a ghost world full of broken NFTs and abandoned avatars. He tried to rent it out to virtual tenants, but they preferred Roblox. It was the first real estate bubble where even gravity didn't apply, just FOMO and a strong Wi-Fi signal. 17. The AI trading bot that couldn't spell profit. A startup claimed they'd built an artificial intelligence that beat the market using deep neural intuition. They named it Trade GPT. Subtle. Investors poured in millions to let the bot manage portfolios. The problem? The AI was actually a spreadsheet macro that scraped Reddit posts and bought whatever coin had the most rocket emojis that day. When markets tanked, it panic-bought Doge, SHIB, and something called Banana Swap. Its creator defended it on Twitter, saying the algorithm was expressing emotional resilience. The company folded a month later. Turns out, the AI wasn't trading. It was just vibe-checking the blockchain and losing money faster than it could misread sarcasm. 18. The green crypto that burned more energy than a small city. A project launched claiming to be the world's first environmentally friendly cryptocurrency. Their site was full of trees, leaves, and words like sustainable. Investors loved it. Then someone checked the code and discovered every transaction triggered a batch of hidden smart contracts running on Ethereum mainnet. The very opposite of green. Analysts estimated the token's network used more energy than 15,000 households to verify eco-friendliness. The team's response? The emissions are symbolic. When asked about actual carbon offsets, they said they planned to plant NFTs of trees. The project died when everyone realized the only thing being recycled was the same tired marketing line: saving the planet, one GPU at a time. 19. The crypto dating app that matched wallets, not souls. Find love on the blockchain was their slogan. The app matched people based on token holdings, claiming it would pair compatible investment energies. In reality, it scraped wallet addresses from public ledgers and built fake profiles. Users thought they were flirting with crypto queens and DeFi kings, but most matches were chatbots using OpenAI scripts and stolen selfies. The premium version offered a verified partner experience, which was just a staff member pretending to be your soulmate until the payment went through. When users found out, the company said it was beta testing emotional liquidity. Love might be blind, but apparently it's also unregulated. 20. The rug pull with a movie trailer. Some scammers decided that ordinary rug pulls lacked pizzazz. They created an entire cinematic trailer for their upcoming blockbuster token called Moon Heist, featuring actors, explosions, and a fake partnership with Netflix. The trailer promised a crypto experience that transcends cinema. Investors ate it up. The pre-sale raised $12 million, and the day the coin launched, the team disappeared faster than a post-credits scene. Turns out, the trailer was real. It was literally a student film the scammers bought for $800 on Fiverr. The director found out his footage had been turned into a crime when he saw his fake credits on YouTube. Congratulations. The scammers pulled off a rug so theatrical, it deserved an actual Oscar. 21. The crypto island that existed only in Photoshop. Investors were promised paradise, a private tropical island funded entirely by a new token. Buyers would own land, build homes, and live sustainably using blockchain governance. The promo video showed pristine beaches, solar villas, and drone shots of Crypto K. The problem? The island didn't exist. Every image was a Photoshop composite of Fiji and stock photos. Locals identified their own beaches in the backgrounds. The founders vanished with $18 million in deposits, leaving behind only a broken website and a message. The island will rise again in Web 4. Somewhere, a guy still checks Google Maps hoping to find his beachfront investment between reality and denial. 22. The DAO that tried to buy a basketball team. A group of investors formed a decentralized autonomous organization to buy an NBA team for the people. They raised $40 million in crypto and even announced negotiations with a real franchise. The problem? They forgot to file the paperwork required to legally own anything. When the league's lawyers asked who the owner was, the DAO responded, "The community." The lawyers responded, "Cool, see you never." The token price crashed, and the treasury was hacked by one of their own multi-sig signers who claimed he was testing governance boundaries. In the end, they didn't buy a team, but they did invent a new sport: speed-running bankruptcy. 23. The celebrity token that didn't even have the celebrity. A marketing firm launched official tokens for several famous actors, claiming each one gave fans a chance to own part of their future brand. The white paper promised celebrity-backed NFTs tied to social engagement. Except the celebrities had absolutely no idea any of this was happening. Their names, photos, and even fake tweets were AI-generated. When reporters asked one actor about his token, he replied, "I don't even know what a blockchain is." The site disappeared overnight, leaving behind one final tweet. Project paused due to creative differences. Yeah, the difference being reality. 24. The DAO that bought a rock, then lost it. During the NFT craze, a collective raised over $1 million to buy an image of a rock. Literally. A pixelated JPEG of a gray rock called Ether Rock NR42. Their goal? Preserve it as digital art for future generations. But a member accidentally listed it for 0.1 ETH instead of 1,000 ETH. A bot instantly bought it, flipped it, and vanished. The DAO voted to negotiate with the new owner, who politely said no and blocked them. The treasury then voted to buy another rock, but prices had cratered. So they ended up with a meme of a rock instead of the rock. Truly a geological level fail. 25. The crypto miner. That was actually a space heater. A startup sold sleek home mining units that supposedly generated daily Bitcoin rewards while heating your house for free. Tech influencers loved it. Early adopters plugged them in, watched the lights blink, and waited for profits. Months later, investigators opened one and discovered a basic heating coil, a Wi-Fi chip, and zero mining hardware. It was literally a glorified toaster with LED lights. When exposed, the company said it was testing proof of warmth. Customers did, in fact, receive heat, just not from success. 26. The next Bitcoin. That was actually a PowerPoint. A group of founders hosted webinars showing a 3D animation of their revolutionary new blockchain. Investors were dazzled by talk of quantum scalability and hypernode consensus. Millions poured in before anyone realized the demo wasn't real software. It was a looping PowerPoint video with fake loading bars. When journalists asked for the code, the CEO said, "The blockchain is conceptual right now." The company disappeared, but the PowerPoint survived. It later won an award for Most Convincing Fictional User Interface. 27. The Crypto Church of Eternal Yield. A self-proclaimed prophet declared that God had revealed to him the divine tokenomics of abundance. He launched a coin that promised heavenly returns and held live-stream baptisms, where followers sent ETH offerings. The church raised millions, all stored in a single wallet labeled God Fund. When the prophet was arrested, he said he hadn't stolen anything. He was just raptured early. The court called it wire fraud. It was the first rug pull with a choir. 28. The Instagram guru who vanished in a Lamborghini. A crypto influencer with perfect hair, inspirational quotes, and a fleet of rented supercars claimed to have a secret trading algorithm. He sold access to exclusive investment pools through Instagram DMs. Every post featured him shouting about freedom while standing on the hood of a Lamborghini that wasn't his. One day, he posted "last chance to join before liftoff," collected hundreds of deposits, and vanished, along with the car rental. His final story read, "Success leaves clues." Yeah, and so does Grand Theft Auto. 29. the NFT project that promised a movie deal. An ambitious NFT collection claimed every buyer would get a share in a Hollywood film based on their community story. They even dropped a teaser trailer with actors and a production logo. Investors thought they were co-producers, but the film studio was a made-up company with a rented P.O. box. The trailer? It was pieced together from stock footage of car chases and explosions. The founder later admitted on a podcast that he manifested the movie energetically. Investors called it fraud. He called it method acting. 30. The Crypto Ponzi. That rebranded as an educational platform. When regulators started sniffing around, one famous yield farm didn't panic. They pivoted. They rebranded overnight from Hyperfarm Finance to Hyperlearn Academy, claiming the money flowing in wasn't investments, it was tuition. Members were now students of wealth creation, not depositors. The lessons consisted of 10-minute videos explaining how you can't regulate education. Within weeks, their website banner switched from Earn 30% daily to Learn to Manifest 30% daily. The government shut it down anyway, proving once and for all, you can't teach your way out of a Ponzi. 31. The crypto kingdom that existed only on Google Earth. A startup announced they were creating the world's first blockchain-based nation, an independent digital kingdom where citizens could govern themselves through smart contracts. They even claimed to have purchased an island in the South Pacific. The promo video showed beaches, castles, and a glowing 3D crown logo spinning in the sky. Thousands paid $500 each for citizenship NFTs that came with promises of land, passports, and voting rights. Journalists later tracked down the island. It wasn't for sale. It wasn't even uninhabited. It belonged to the actual country of Fiji. The founders said, "We're manifesting sovereignty." In the end, the only thing decentralized was accountability. 32. The crypto wedding that ended before the gas fees cleared. A tech-loving couple decided to immortalize their love on the blockchain. They created custom NFTs representing their vows, exchanged them during a live stream ceremony, and paid gas fees totaling $1,800. The transaction took so long to confirm that by the time the smart contract finalized, the groom had already stormed off over a prenup argument. Technically, their marriage is still pending on Etherscan, frozen forever between processing and regret. It's the only divorce in history that can be verified on-chain but not emotionally resolved off-chain. 33. The token that promised time travel. You know a white paper is getting wild when it includes Einstein quotes and diagrams of wormholes. Chronocoin claimed it would use quantum temporal trading to predict future prices and execute trades before they happened. The founder said he had discovered a way to move data backward in time through blockchain. Investors loved it. After all, who doesn't want to profit yesterday? Within weeks, the project raised millions, then collapsed when the code turned out to be a basic trading bot with a timer set incorrectly. Its time travel was literally a misconfigured clock. When asked what happened, the dev replied, "We overshot the future." 34. The fake AI CEO with a LinkedIn profile. A crypto exchange gained instant credibility thanks to its CEO, a handsome middle-aged man named Michael Reevesworth, who gave interviews, tweeted advice, and had a full LinkedIn history at major banks. Only one problem: he didn't exist. His headshots were AI-generated, his voice was deepfake, and his previous employers denied ever hearing of him. The entire leadership team was synthetic, a collection of chatbots and mid-journey portraits. Even the customer support turned out to be a fine-tuned GPT clone that once accidentally responded to a user complaint with, as an AI language model, "I don't have empathy." When the truth came out, investors were horrified. The founders defended themselves by saying, "We wanted to eliminate human error." Mission accomplished, they replaced it with artificial fraud. 35. The luxury NFT yacht club that forgot to buy a yacht. This one was a masterclass in marketing. A group of self-proclaimed visionaries launched an NFT collection promising exclusive access to a fleet of luxury yachts for private parties and networking events. The NFTs sold out within hours, raising over $10 million. When members showed up for their first exclusive yacht meetup in Miami, they found nothing. No docks, no boats, just a rented food truck and a DJ with a Bluetooth speaker. The founders insisted the yachts were tokenized assets in the acquisition phase. Translation: They hadn't bought a single one. Members left sunburned, angry, and slightly hungry. Somewhere out there, a man in flip-flops is still holding his Yacht Access NFT, wondering if it's redeemable for at least a jet ski. 36. The Metaverse Funeral Home. A startup promised eternal remembrance in virtual reality. For just $1,000 in crypto, you could buy a plot in a digital cemetery where loved ones' avatars would rest forever under blockchain-secured stars. The trailer showed mourners in VR headsets weeping at glowing tombstones that played the deceased's favorite songs. When families logged in months later, the servers were gone, replaced by a gambling ad portal. Grandma's memorial space had been sold to an NFT casino. Their customer service reply? All spirits have migrated to our upgraded metaverse. Nothing says closure like losing your ancestors to a domain redirect. 37. The Police on the Blockchain Experiment. A self-styled law and order token promised to revolutionize justice with smart arrests. Holders could vote on which criminal cases deserved attention, and profits from token sales would fund digital policing. The founders wore uniforms in promo videos and drove rented cars with fake sirens. They even offered bounties for whistleblowers, paid in their token, of course. When the inevitable rug pull came, thousands tried to report the fraud to the fake blockchain police. The only arrest made was everyone's wallet balance. 38. The crypto airline that never took off. This visionary company claimed to be building the first decentralized airline. Buy their token, and you'd earn flight miles for life. Early investors were promised free seats on the maiden voyage. Months later, they unveiled a 3D render of a plane with a QR code painted on the tail. Reporters soon discovered they hadn't purchased a single aircraft, just a drone and a lot of optimism. When investors demanded refunds, the CEO posted a statement: "We experienced unexpected turbulence." Translation: he was already boarding a real plane to an undisclosed destination. 39. The Crypto Broadway Musical. One creative scammer announced a full-stage musical about the rise and fall of blockchain heroes. They sold NFTs as tickets and profit shares, claiming investors would earn royalties when the show opened in New York. They even released song demos like Gas Fees in My Heart and Decentralize Me Baby. Opening night never happened. The theater deposit bounced. The only performance was the founders' disappearing act. Ironically, the soundtrack still exists on YouTube, a tragic anthem for anyone who ever sang, "We're gonna moon tonight." 40. The AI prophet who sold crypto horoscopes. This grifter combined astrology with machine learning. For a fee, his neural oracle would predict which tokens aligned with your star sign. Libras were told to buy Litecoin. Scorpios were warned off Solana. Investors swore the predictions felt cosmic. When asked how it worked, he admitted the algorithm was ChatGPT connected to a horoscope API. The site collapsed after he accidentally told everyone Mercury was in retrograde. For 8 months straight, the only stars he ever consulted were the ones in his Yelp reviews. 1 out of 5. 41. The meme coin that promised a trip to space. Buy enough of our token, they said, and we'll send one lucky holder to orbit. They even showed a partnership logo with a real private space company, a total Photoshop job. The coin surged, the lottery drew millions, and a winner was announced live on Twitter Spaces. Then the founders deleted everything and left behind a single tweet: "We have successfully launched ourselves." Somewhere in the blockchain, there's still a contract that technically owes a rocket ride to a random wallet. Zero gravity, infinite gullibility. 42. The crypto university that failed its first class. They promised to educate the world about blockchain through tuition paid in crypto. Students enrolled, paying Bitcoin for courses on mining, trading, and tokenomics. The lectures were supposed to stream live from professors of finance. Instead, students got YouTube videos ripped from free webinars and a Discord full of bots congratulating each other on graduating. The diplomas were NFTs featuring clip art graduation caps. When the founders were confronted, they claimed the project was decentralized learning in progress. Translation: they dropped out with the tuition money. It's the only university where the only thing you learn is how to get scammed. 43. The blockchain refrigerator that mined while you dined. A tech company announced the world's first crypto mining appliance. A smart fridge that would Mine coins using leftover thermal energy from keeping your sodas cold. Pre-orders exploded. Who wouldn't want passive income with their ice cubes? Turns out, the mining feature was just an LED screen showing fake graphs. When customers noticed their electricity bills doubling, the company said, "That's the blockchain working." One buyer calculated his earnings, 0.0003 Bitcoin and a $240 power bill. Congratulations, you just paid for the world's most energy-inefficient nightlight. 44. The rug pull live-streamed as performance art. One NFT collective claimed they were doing an artistic exploration of trust and transparency. They told investors they'd see every wallet move in real time, streamed live during their token launch. As thousands watched, the team moved millions of dollars into a new wallet, then another, then another. Viewers waited for the reveal, thinking it was a metaphor. It was the metaphor was theft. The founder later called it social commentary on late-stage capitalism. Critics called it a felony with subtitles. 45. The crypto coffee that promised caffeine-powered mining. An ambitious cafe chain claimed their coffee shops would use waste heat from espresso machines to mine crypto and share profits with loyal customers. Investors loved the idea of lattes funding Lamborghinis. But the mining rig under the counter was a glorified space heater. Their app showed earnings that were just randomly generated numbers synced to the coffee temperature. The founder was arrested after customers realized they'd earned 0.47 in Bean Coin while spending $12 on cappuccinos. Proof of stake? More like proof of stupid. 46. The country that tried to replace its currency with Dogecoin. A small town's mayor, who described himself as a crypto visionary, convinced local officials to make Dogecoin legal tender for public payments. City workers were paid in Doge. Garbage fees were priced in Doge. Even parking meters displayed "Wow much pay." 6 months later, the treasury's value dropped 70%, and the town couldn't afford to repair potholes. The mayor resigned, tweeting, "Markets are cyclical." The new administration switched back to regular currency and renamed their tourism campaign Learning the Hard Way. 47. The fake hacker who saved everyone's funds. A hacker drained $600 million from a DeFi platform, then claimed it was a security test. He returned half the money, keeping the rest as a bounty. The founders called him a white hat hero. They even offered him a job. Weeks later, he hacked the same platform again, using the same exploit. This time he left a note. Still testing. The company folded. Somewhere, there's a man in a hoodie giving motivational speeches about trustless systems, while sitting on a beach funded by 2 tests. 48. The crypto pyramid that sold invisible tokens. Our finale. A group of self-proclaimed geniuses sold what they called quantum invisible assets. The pitch? They exist beyond the blockchain, too advanced for ordinary wallets. Buyers were told to simply trust the process while sending crypto to a quantum vault. The site displayed a counter of invisible tokens in circulation, which naturally showed nothing. When investors complained, the founder calmly explained, "If you can't see your tokens, that means they're working." He vanished soon after, presumably into the same invisible dimension where everyone's money went. Crypto promised freedom, innovation, and the future of money, and instead delivered Broadway-level performances of collective delusion. From invisible tokens to metaverse funerals, humanity's creativity knows no ethical limits. So, which one do you think deserves the Oscar for most convincing fraud? Drop your vote in the comments. And remember, in the blockchain of life, always verify before you trust.